Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, his Turkish counterpart Recep Tayyip Erdogan and the UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres met in Lviv, with the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant top of the agenda. Erdogan conveyed a message on behalf of Russia, saying it is ready to negotiate peace. Zelensky, however, was sceptical of this.
I am very surprised that they are ready for some kind of peace. People who kill, rape, hit our civilian cities with cruise missiles every day cannot want peace. They should first leave our territory, then we will see.
Another important issue is grain, with the UN Secretary-General wanting to speed up humanitarian shipments of Ukrainian cereals.
We have seen signs that global food markets are beginning to stabilize. But let's have no illusions. There is a long way to go before this will be translated into the daily life of people at their local bakery and in their markets. Supply chains are still disrupted, and energy and transportation costs remain unacceptably high.
But the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant was the main point of discussion, with Guterres calling for an urgent withdrawal of military activity. Both Moscow and Kiev accuse each other of sparking the conflict.
We do not want to experience another Chernobyl. Turkey is exerting its influence to end the conflict through a diplomatic solution, as it has stood, and will continue to stand by our Ukrainian friends.
Ankara has tried to keep a balanced position in this conflict, supplying arms to Ukraine while also not supporting Western sanctions imposed on Russia. On Thursday, Kyiv and Ankara signed an agreement on the reconstruction of infrastructure destroyed by Russian bombing.
The aftermath of two separate Russian attacks on the city of Kharkiv in northeastern Ukraine. With at least 17 people confirmed dead, the search continues for survivors following the rocket strikes on Wednesday through to Thursday morning. Several residential buildings were hit in the bombardments, and the death toll is expected to rise.
This is the situation. The biggest losses that Kharkiv has suffered since the beginning of the war. I'm talking about people, human casualties and wounded. A day of mourning will be declared in the city.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has condemned the attacks on the country's second largest city as a cynical strike on civilians with no justification. For its part, Russia claims it targeted a temporary base of foreign mercenaries, killing 90 of them. Meanwhile, local authorities say 2 Russian villages were evacuated yesterday after a fire broke out at an ammunition depot near the border with Ukraine. The blaze comes days after explosions at a military base and munitions depot in annexed Crimea. And Russia says it's deployed warplanes armed with state-of-the-art hypersonic missiles to the country's Kaliningrad region, an enclave surrounded by 2 NATO nations.